Hey everybody, it's Mike Frieder here with On-Call Compliance Solutions, and I'm back with another compliance tip of the week. Today, we're doing a little digital zombie hunting because nothing creeps out a CMMC assessor faster than a forgotten user account lurking in the dark, untouched and still active, touching CUI in appropriate ways. Or not, especially if it's still been active for the last 17 months. That brings us to CMMC Control IA.L2-3.5.6. Disable identifiers after a defined period of inactivity. In English, if a user hasn't logged in for a while, their access needs to hit the digital snooze button permanently, or at least until someone reapproves it. Let's break it down, show you what to document, how to automate it, and why stale accounts equals scary compliance skeletons in your server closet. Which, by the way, you should have a camera watching that door. All right, you guys, we're back with CMMC Control IA.L2-3.5.6. Disable identifiers after a defined period of inactivity. Yes, what is this control really about? Well, the goal is to make sure user accounts, aka identifiers, that haven't been used in a while don't stay active forever. Why? Because attackers love old accounts, and they're like unlocked backdoors, just sitting there, ready for exploitation. And I tell you what, you give it enough time, like a unlocked car in a parking lot, someone's gonna walk by, grab that door handle and yank just to see if they can get in. And that's like what an old account is. So this control tells us define what inactive means, i.e. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 365 days, automatically or manually disable those accounts. And I can verify, you can definitely do it manually if you have to, like with a recurring service ticket every year or every 3 months. Document it like your audit life depends on it. That's the most important thing on this control. Make sure whatever policy you choose to disable those inactive accounts, it better be in writing. Now, assessment objective number 1, define and enforce an inactivity periods for accounts. Documentation you'll need. A user account management policy that defines the period of inactivity before disabling an account. Who's responsible for monitoring that? And what the reactivation process looks like, if that's even allowed. Technical implementation. Use group policy, Azure AD, Entra ID, or your IAM system to define account inactivity thresholds. Set automation to disable accounts after X number of days of no login. And I realize not all systems can do that, and it's okay to do that manually as long as it's written in a policy. The word define appears 100 million billion trillion times in NIST SP 800-171. That's a technical count. It took us a while to get there. But I will tell you, if you see the word define, it better be in writing, no matter how silly it is, or no matter how much of a default it might be in your system. I went off script there a little bit, just in case you were wondering. Track login timestamps and logs, Windows Event Viewer, SIEM, etc. Here's a pro tip. Don't just delete inactive accounts. You might need them for audit logs or incident response. Disable first, delete later, and once retention requirements are met. Yes, pro tip. Assessment objective number 2, actually disable those inactive identifiers. Documentation you'll need. Logs or reports showing account disablement activity. Screenshots of automated disabling rules or workflows. Change management records or audit trails. For manually disabling accounts. Technical implementation. In Active Directory, you can run PowerShell scripts to disable accounts after a set period, use identity and access management tools like Okta, Azure AD, or JumpCloud, and schedule monthly reports to review inactive accounts and take action. Here's a real-world example. We work with a defense contractor whose old intern accounts were still active a year later. Not only was that a compliance red flag, but one of those accounts had VPN access. Yuck. One automation policy later, problem solved, and no more intern ghosts floating around the firewall. And I gotta tell you guys, if you've managed IT for any length of time and you've dealt with terminations, you know what I'm talking about. You've got to have this stuff written in policies, and you've actually got to have it executed. It will happen somehow. That person will still have access to an account somewhere. So the only way I've ever found to really mitigate this and actually get the problem solved is it's gotta be in a policy, and people actually have to be trained on it. Imagine that. How to show you're doing it right? Well, the auditor must-haves. Policy and defined inactivity threshold, i.e. disable accounts after, let's say, 45 days of inactivity. Audit logs showing accounts being disabled after that period. And evidence of reviews and reactivations when justified. By the way, again, if you don't have logs of it, you definitely should create service tickets, something that demonstrates it's being done. Here's the bonus tip. If you can show your automation in action, like a system dashboard or scheduled script report, your auditor is going to love you. They're going to hug you, and they're going to just breeze right on through that assessment objective. And you're going to smile and go, heck yeah, man, I got this. I'm the man. Or the woman. The whoa man. Whatever you are, you got it. Final checklist to pass IA.L2-3.5.6. You have a written policy defining your inactive accounts are automatically or manually disabled after that time, and you have evidence, logs, screenshots, audit trails, all the good stuff that auditors love. If you review and clean up regularly, monthly is a good rhythm, you've trained your IT staff on how to monitor and enforce this rule. And you guys, if it's been like a really long time since you actually looked at your Active Directory and cleaned it up, take this as your signal. It's probably time. Because if your system is still home to retired Randy from 2022 and his account is still admin enabled, well, you got bigger problems than just your next audit. The ghost of Randy passed. Now, hey, if you're a defense contractor struggling to figure out all of this crazy DFARS, NIST, CMMC, ITAR, and EAR information security and compliance stuff, and it's been dropped in your lap like a seagull on a sunny day, caw-caw! Well, I have great news for you. Because at OnCall, we teach you how to level up and be a proper on-call compliance hero for your company, eliminating gaps, gray areas, and getting this solved, all while showing you how to leverage compliance as your secret weapon to land more defense work with higher profit margins. Now that's what becoming an on-call compliance hero can do for you. Looking for more help getting compliant? Our compliance experts are always on call for you. Visit cmmccompliancesecrets.com or check out the description below for links to get help right now. If you love the content we're putting out here for you, help us out with a big thumbs up on that like button, or even better, smash that subscribe button, baby, and get the latest compliance content as soon as our compliance nerds roll it out. Until the next compliance tip, my friends, stay safe and secure out there, and hit us in the comments below to let us know what you'd like to know more about when it comes to information security and compliance. I'll see you on the next one.